Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers: Cyrus sets Brad up to be his next victim. According to General Hospital spoilers, Brad Cooper may be about to fall into Cyrus Renault's fatal hands. Brad observed Cyrus attempt to enter General Hospital and yelled at him, ordering him to leave and telling him that Dr. Portia Robinson had barred him from the hospital. Cyrus was furious, but relented after Brad threatened to contact security and have him removed out. Cyrus doesn't take it well when someone thwarts his intentions, and he would probably go for Brad next. Brad could be the next victim in Cyrus' mercy killings. Cyrus Renault arranges for Brad Cooper to be attacked. Cyrus has extensive resources and might arrange for Brad to be attacked in a dark alley or in the General Hospital parking lot. He could make it appear to be a hate crime or a random incident in order to avoid being implicated. Brad is brought to General Hospital unconscious, and his ex-husband, Lucas Jones, is stunned. Brad is transported to the operating room, and his life is on the line. Cyrus Renault sneaks into GH to finish off Brad Cooper. Brad does survive, much to Cyrus' dismay, but he was prepared for the setback. Cyrus knew that Dr. Isaiah Gannon had injected the antidote for Digitalis to rescue Michael Corinthos, so he had to find another way to kill Brad. He would sneak into the hospital, like he had done numerous times. He could smother him with a pillow, but more likely, he would administer a different medicine to him, causing him to suffer a setback. Perhaps Isaiah will inadvertently administer the antidote to Brad, believing he is experiencing cardiac arrest as a result of his Digitalis dosage, causing even more problems. This would easily cause Brad to succumb to his injuries, maybe ending his life or putting him in a coma. Lucas Jones is devastated at Brad Cooper's condition. Despite their divorce, Lucas would be horrified by Brad's illness. Lucas still cares for Brad, and he'll understand just how much. Brad's life would be in danger, prompting Lucas to reconsider his position and decide that he wants to give Brad another chance if he survives. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you think Cyrus will go after Brad next? Will Brad survive Cyrus' fatal attack? Will Lucas reassess his love for Brad now that his life is in danger? GH spoilers: what will Willow do when she learns about Nina and Drew? Willow Corinthos is unaware that she has yet to reach rock bottom on General Hospital. Sure, she blew up her marriage to Michael Corinthos, and the consequences have been disastrous, but there is so much more to come. Nina and Carly will join forces. Things are desperate when Carly Spencer and Nina Reeves decide to set aside their disagreements for the greater good, which is exactly what is about to happen in Port Charles. They both want Willow to see the light about Drew Quartermain, and together they might be able to break up the couple. Nina holds the grenade. Nina could undoubtedly blow up Willow and Drew on her own, but she is also aware that she could end up buried in the wreckage. Willow's reaction to learning that Nina and Drew spent the most of last year sleeping together will be devastating. Even though they were two single, consenting adults, it will undoubtedly seem like a genuine betrayal. Sleeping with Drew was not Nina's exclusive focus last year. Fixing her relationship with Willow was at the top of her priority list. Drew helped to foster their reconciliation, and he believes Nina will remain silent out of fear of losing her daughter again. She understands that telling the truth is the quickest way to get Willow to think for herself again, but it could come at a high cost. What will Willow do when she learns the truth? What do you think Willow will do once all is revealed, as we know it will be? Could the spell he has on her finally be broken? Will she finally recognize Drew for the deceitful man that he is? Will she continue to follow his lead and believe anything he says in order to save face? How about her friendship with Nina? Willow has blown up most of her friendships in Port Charles in recent months. All she seems to have left is Drew and her mother. Will she be able to let them both go? Or will she rely even more on Nina after discovering the truth? What are your thoughts? General Hospital spoilers: Lois leaves Port Charles once the truth about Gio is revealed. General Hospital teasers suggest that Lois Cerullo may be forced to leave town if the truth about Gio Palmieri is known. General Hospital has been preparing for the discovery that Gio is the biological child of Brooke Lynn Quartermaine and Dante Falconeri, as well as the kid Brooke Lynn placed for adoption as a teenager. But, unbeknownst to Brooke Lynn, Lois placed him with the Palmieri family, where he was always present. Not to mention, Gio has been in Port Charles for a long, living in the Quartermaine home right under Brooke Lynn and Dante's noses, and neither of them is aware that he is their son. Lois is well aware of this, and the reality will undoubtedly cause problems for her. The truth about Gio Palmieri will have consequences for Lois Cerullo. The truth regarding Joe's paternity is certain to come out soon, which could bode disaster for Lois. In addition to Brooke Lynn and Dante, Harrison Chase, Lulu Spencer, Ned Quartermaine, Olivia Quartermaine, Sonny Corinthos, Tracy Quartermaine, and others will be affected. The revelation that Lois knew all along that Gio was Brooke Lynn and Dante's son will not sit well with those closest to her. However, Brooke Lynn will suffer the most. Lois Cerullo faces the music. Brooke Lynn will be devastated to learn that her mother has hidden this secret from her for years. Gio grew grown close and had known him for years, but she was unaware that Lois had known all along that he was her son. Lois' betrayal will undoubtedly shatter Brooke Lynn, while her daughter's rejection will leave Lois heartbroken. Their relationship will be strained. Lois' secrecy and deception will also upset Brooke Lynn and Dante's closest family members. Lois Cerullo believes that some time and distance is needed. Lois will be sorry for her behavior and ask for forgiveness. She will believe that the best way to deal with the aftermath is to allow everyone time to heal. The best way for her to do so is to return to Bensonhurst. Brooke Lynn, Dante, and family members will undoubtedly agree that Lois must depart in order to save their ties in the future. A distraught Lois will leave Port Charles for a while. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you think Lois will leave Port Charles once the truth about Joe's parentage is revealed? Do you think Brooke Lynn will ever forgive Lois? How will those closest to Lois react to the news? GH spoilers, Nina and Carly's surprise alliance, are the grandmas ready to confront Drew? According to General Hospital spoilers and updates, Willow Corinthos will make a key decision between February 3rd and 7th. Tracy Quartermaine is about to erupt in wrath, leading Willow to question her decision to return to the gatehouse. General Hospital spoilers, Nina encouraged Willow to trust her instincts. Nina Reeves undoubtedly advised Willow to trust her own judgment, arguing that finding common ground would lead to the best solution. If Willow chooses to leave the gatehouse nevertheless, Nina may consider this as another example of Drew Quartermaine controlling her daughter and making decisions for her. The scenario could get even more problematic for Nina if Willow decides to relocate her children with Drew and Scout Quartermaine, but the lonely Scout could use some playmates. This fear grows when subsequent spoilers indicate that Drew is planning a move to Washington soon to begin his congressional term. Nina would see this as Drew strengthening his grip on Willow, and she would be correct, so she would refuse to let it happen. GH spoilers, Nina Reeves is desperate to reveal Drew Kane's true colors to Willow Tate, but she needs help. Nina will be in a frenzy, eager to disclose Drew's true character to Willow, but she will quickly realize that she needs some help. Spoilers hint to an unexpected new alliance on the way, leaving fans wondering who Nina may enlist for assistance. She is currently conspiring with Curtis Ashford on a conspiracy against Drew and has confided in Ava Jerome. This hints that her next ally will be someone very different. Could it be Carly Spencer? With Carly returning to town just as Nina is about to propose the alliance, she could be the unexpected ally and planning partner Nina is hoping for. General Hospital spoilers, grandmas unite against a common foe. Nina may offer a united front as grandmothers, especially since Willow may kidnap Wiley Corinthos and Amelia Corinthos if they don't act immediately. With Nina and Carly currently at odds with Drew, Nina may see an opportunity for collaboration, especially given their common objective of keeping the grandchildren in Port Charles. Carly could soon be the recipient of Nina's unexpected proposal, and will keep you updated on their strategy against Drew. Everyone who thought they knew Drew is discovering that either he has changed, or it has taken this long for his facade to fall away, revealing the true man. Upcoming spoilers hint that Nina will go to great efforts to remove Drew from Willow's life, so keep an eye out for any major changes. General Hospital spoilers, the mothers are out for blood. Who will end Cyrus' reign of digitalis overdose? General Hospital spoilers hint that Cyrus Renault is about to face the music. The Digitalis killer won't get out of this mess unscathed. He has infuriated not one, but several bold ladies in Port Charles. Mind you, these ladies are not forgiving. So, who will finally take him down? Let's find out. General Hospital spoilers, which mom will go rogue, Alexis Davis or Carly Spencer? Portia Robinson just left Alexis Davis after sharing the tragic news of her daughter Sam McCall's death. It turns out she died from a murder, not a terrible heart attack. Someone purposefully poisoned her with Digitalis, and all evidence points to Cyrus. Alexis may be a law-abiding woman, but she has no qualms about her family. Furthermore, she banished Kiefer Bauer to the abyss when he abused her second daughter, Christina Corinthos Davis. Similarly, Carly Spencer is not one to let things go if someone attempts to hurt her family. Cyrus made the biggest mistake of his life when he attempted to poison Michael Corinthos with Digitalis. The villain may not have been responsible for the penthouse blast, but he did try to kill Carly's son. Michael is currently healing in a posh facility in Germany. But Carly will be out for blood as soon as she has solid evidence linking Cyrus to Miachel's overdose. The mom previously proven her mettle by shooting Tony Jones for kidnapping her son. If she did it before, she will do it again. Will Jocelyn Jax defeat Cyrus? In the meantime, Jocelyn Jax is determined to avenge Dex Heller's death. Joss had already taken matters into her own hands, taking Dex's rifle and demanding retribution. She believes Cyrus killed the police officer because he came too near to uncovering the truth. Her uncle Lucky Spencer and Elizabeth Baldwin are looking into Cyrus Digitalis drama. The truth will eventually come out. Cyrus is on the verge of death, surrounded by 3 vengeful ladies. We can't wait for the spectacular conclusion. Carly took her seat and exhaled as she twirled the ice in her untouched drink. Across from her, Jack adjusted his cuffs, his visage impassive but with a hint of humor. I'm grateful for the lift, she murmured, breaking the silence. He smirked. Considering you saved my life back there, I'd say this is the least I can do. Their chat veered into casual territory, mutual friends, old rivalries, and the ever-changing nature of Port Charles. But before the conversation could progress, Jack's phone chimed. He responded quickly, his features stiffening. His assistant's voice cracked through the speaker. Sir, you will be landing shortly. There's something you should see. Jack's gaze clouded. Understood. Send me everything. The jet dipped into the city's magnificent skyline, but Jack's mind had already turned elsewhere. The night air in the woods was heavy with moist dirt and secrecy. Jack's colleague, a sharp-eyed woman in tactical gear, guided him to the tree line, where shadows swallowed the tiny cabin in front of them. That's the place, she said quietly. Cyrus Renault comes here every several days, always carrying a backpack. I haven't peeked inside yet, I was waiting for you. Jack inspected the structure, his thoughts already mulling over potential situations. Keep an eye on him. We are not the PCPD, and we do not do their work for them. She frowned. We could gather proof. No. His voice was stern. This is not about presenting their argument. It's about observing what Joss does while trailing him. If she finds it out, we'll know what type of move she's willing to make. He stepped back, hands in his pockets. We'll return here when it's time. His associate nodded, but her gaze remained fixed on the cabin, mistrust flaring. Joss stormed into Anna's office with fire in her eyes. Tell me you've found proof that Cyrus killed Dex. Anna sighed. This is about Dex, but not Cyrus. Joss' stomach constricted. What do you mean? Anna paused before producing a file. 2 murders, Dex and Sam. You were the sole person identified as a family contact on Dex's paperwork. That is why I am telling you this, just like I told Sam's family. Joss' pulse beat. Did you at least inform the hospital that Cyrus might be the murderer? I didn't. Because I don't have proof. Joss gave a harsh laugh. So he can just keep walking around? Anna's expression relaxed. He no longer has access to General Hospital. Joss crossed her arms. How about turning woods? Anna's piercing stare fixed on hers. Why are you asking that? Joss hesitated before admitting, I volunteer there. I could find out whether any of the patients he interacted with died unexpectedly. Anna's tone became severe. That would be interfering with an ongoing investigation. Joss shakes her head. I do not work for you. I'll do everything it takes to achieve justice. Anna's expression clouded. The more you get involved, the more you alert him. We need to be clever about this. Joss clenched her fists. Got it. Without saying anything further, she swung around and marched out. Drew straightened his shirt on the Quartermain estate, a sardonic smirk on his lips. Good thing my Navy SEAL training came in handy, he grumbled. Jumping fences isn't what it used to be. Willow chuckled while seated on the couch. Nothing should be that difficult. We shouldn't need to sneak around. Drew exhaled. Brooklyn and Chase are being great, but let's be honest, people are watching you. Willow nodded. They are trying to catch me in the act. I don't want to step on any toes, but this is the children's home. They adore Monica, and this is something I can do for Michael. Drew stroked a palm across her cheek. And Sasha? Willow sighed. She is the hardest. It feels like she's continuously scrutinizing me. It's hard to imagine we were once pals. Drew squeezed his lips together. Maybe I should go. They kissed and lingered before he slipped out the back door, oblivious that his tie had slid between the couch cushions. Later, Carly arrived with gifts for the children. Willow blinked in amazement. I didn't know you were back. Jason is in Germany with Michael. I came back to check on things, Carly said softly. Michael wanted me to tell you, thank you. Willow was touched and offered her to stay for tea. Carly sank down the couch as soon as she entered the kitchen. Her fingers skimmed over the cushions, then paused. Her breath caught. She lifted the fabric to show Drew's tie. Her fingers closed around it, and knowledge hit her like a tidal wave. Carly had already left when Willow returned. Willow, her heart beating, reached for her phone. She called a clinic in Germany, her voice shaking. Please, relay a message to Michael. She inhaled. His children love him. They miss him. They can't wait for him to get home. The Metro Court buzzed with discussion, but everyone's attention was drawn to the woman standing at the entrance. Carly. And the conflagration in her eyes foreshadowed destruction. Drew hardly had time to absorb her coming before she threw something at him. His tie. You left this at Michael's house, she said angrily. While you were screwing his wife. The entire room fell silent. Drew's jaw clenched. Carly, this isn't. You do not get to explain. Her voice cut through the air. Michael is struggling for his life, and you are sneaking around with his wife? Her chest lifted and sank quickly. You're nothing compared to Jason. I hope he beats the hell out of you. Drew twisted his lips into a smile. Funny, considering Jason knocked up Sasha Corbin, the family cook. A gasp echoed around the room. Felicia's gaze moved to Sasha. Is this true? Sasha's face had lost its color. The weight of truth, treachery, and consequence was palpable in the air. And at that time, the fault lines of Port Charles moved irreversibly. General Hospital spoilers, Drew is taken down. Cody reveals Drew and Nina's tryst. According to General Hospital spoilers, Drew Quartermain and Nina Reeves' long-kept secret of having sex while Drew pursued Nina's daughter, Willow Corinthos, will be exposed to Willow shortly, and most likely in a stunning fashion. Many individuals in town, including Ned Quartermain, Tracy Quartermain, Sasha Corbin, and even Cody Bell, are aware of this tiny nugget of information, so it is only a matter of time before Willow learns about it. But the question is, who will reveal this truth and bring Drew down? Cody has had a few encounters with Drew recently, and he is still aware of this secret. Will Cody eventually tell Willow the truth after another confrontation with Drew? There is no love lost between Cody Bell and Drew Quartermaine. Cody and Drew are in a turbulent relationship and loathe each other. Cody bullied Drew into remaining silent about what he knows and keeping their first fight at the Brown Dog last fall a secret. Cody wouldn't hesitate to expose Drew at this point because he's lost everything and has nothing to lose. Cody Bell has loose lips. Cody's fury is no secret, and he can let the truth slip, especially after drinking. Drew has a tendency to bring out the worst in Cody, and he would not hesitate to bring up the fact that Nina and Drew were sleeping together at an appropriate time. He wouldn't hesitate to do this in front of Willow, who first didn't believe Cody. He let the truth escape during a prior battle with Drew at the Brown Dog, and another fight could erupt at any time, allowing him to reveal that damaging piece of information and bring Drew down. Cody Bell teams up with Tracy Quartermaine. Cody has grown close to and built a wonderful connection with Tracy, and she may want Cody to reveal the truth. Tracy also has access to the footage taken by Ned's private investigator of Cody and Drew fighting at the Brown Dog, which Cody previously exposed. Tracy may give Cody the video to use against Drew. Perhaps Cody grabs the video from her, and Tracy doesn't object, finding it very Quartermaine. Cody may play the footage, revealing Drew and Nina's tryst and devastating Willow. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you believe Cody will bring Drew down by disclosing his affair with Nina? How do you think Cody will handle it? Will he have access to the video of his and Drew's fight? Spoilers, Rocco discovers Brooke Lynn's and Lois' secrets in one fell swoop. According to General Hospital teasers, Rocco Falconeri is going to uncover shocking details about his father's background. Dante Falconeri may not receive the news well, and he will not be pleased to hear it delivered through his adolescent son. The walls of the Q mansion have ears, and when Rocco finds himself in the wrong location at the right time, he may discover not only that Brooke Lynn Quartermaine gave birth to Dante's kid and put him up for adoption, but also that Lois Cerullo conspired to keep the baby in the family. Dante is down in the dumps. Dante is already struggling with a lot as he tries to cope with life without Sam McCall and adjust to Lulu Spencer's return. Rocco will not want to add to his loss, anguish, or rage. Will disclosing that Brooke Lynn has been lying to him since they were kids at camp ruin everything they have going for them at the Quartermaine residence? That may frighten Rocco enough to keep his lips sealed. What are your thoughts? He wants to stay with Danny Morgan, after all. Brooke Lynn is not the only guilty party. Brooke Lynn was only a child when this all happened to her. It was her mother who helped guide her through it, and while Brooke Lynn doesn't appear to harbor any anger or blame her mother for how things came out, she has no idea how they turned out. When Rocco learns that he has another brother and that Lois knows where they are, he will be eager to figure out that side of the puzzle. Will this take him to Giovanni Gio Palmieri? Perhaps it's not so bad. In the end, we have the impression that this will work out better than Drew Quartermaine's involvement in this chaotic family. After all, everyone already loves Gio. However, it may not be wrapped up neatly for Dante, who is sure to be furious with Brooke Lynn. Furthermore, they may both be furious with Lois for her lie, even if it means they will have a relationship with their son. Will this end well? Will Lucy get in the way of Jordan's investigation into General Hospital? Lucy may jeopardize Jordan's plan. Can she be stopped? Lucy from General Hospital constantly manages to get herself into trouble. She has a propensity of putting her nose where it does not belong. This time, she might endanger herself and others. Unlucky in love. Lucy has a wonderful heart yet manages to screw up everything, even her love life. She has been married several times and has cheated on many of her husbands. Her previous engagement with Martin Gray ended last year after she was discovered in a compromising situation with her ex Scott. She tried to get Marty back, but he was done with her. Lucy is currently single but busy as a bee at work. She helps operate Deception Cosmetics and also works as a realtor. How does the woman find the time? She recently sold the spooky Windmere estate to the equally horrific Sidwell, a murderer and kidnapper. But that wouldn't stop Lucy from being interested in the man, as she has made clear. Lucy's charms may not be working because Sidwell appears to be captivated with Jordan. Undercover Angel. Jordan is too smart to fall for a crook, no matter how charming he is. Furthermore, she is falling for Isaiah, and the attraction is mutual. She wants to apprehend Sidwell and hold him accountable for the innumerable crimes he has done. The deputy mayor noticed his interest in her and aims to use it to gain his trust. Dr. Gannon offered to assist her go undercover to get the individual who was holding him prisoner. Jordan was once the police commissioner, therefore she knows how to catch a crook. Jordan is unaware that Lucy is jealous. The Port Charles realtor does whatever it takes to get what she wants, and she appears to want Sidwell. Lucy would undoubtedly sabotage Jordan's plans. She would most likely intervene to grab the international criminal's notice and persuade him to leave Jordan. In classic Lucy form, she will most likely derail Jordan's plan and get herself into more difficulty than she can handle. She made the same error with Victor Cassadine several years ago. It would not be surprising to see Sidwell holding Lucy captive shortly. Do you think Lucy will sabotage Jordan's undercover mission? Please let us know in the comments section. Alexis sat in the dimly lighted room, the weight of the revelation pressing on her chest like an iron vice. Sam's death was not merely an unfortunate accident, it was murder. The words echoed in her thoughts as she told Molly and Christina the horrible reality. The disbelief on their expressions matched her own turmoil, the utter unfairness of it all sinking in like a dark fog. Sam had gone into the hospital to save a life, not to have her own stolen. It was a sad turn of events that none of them could accept. Molly walked the floor, arms tightly crossed across her chest. Who would do this? And why? Christina clenched her fists, her anger barely restrained. Whoever it is, they're going to pay. Alexis inhaled sharply to steady herself. We need to decide how to proceed. Will we seek justice or vengeance? Molly, ever the voice of reason, paused pacing and met her mother's gaze. Is there a difference? Christina scoffed. If the cops won't get answers, then we will. Alexis nodded, aware that both roads would be perilous. They were more than just three mourning women, they were a force to be reckoned with. Sam would not be forgotten, no matter what happened. Meanwhile, Carly found herself sat across from Lucas at Kelly's, sipping cold coffee. She'd scarcely touched it since her mind was so worried with everything sliding out of control. Lucas, ever the forthright one, did not bother with politeness. So, what's the true reason you returned? Carly sighed. Michael. Willow. Drew. Take your pick. Lucas arched his brow. Not Brennan? Carly chuckled without humor. I think that mess speaks for itself. Lucas reclined back with arms crossed. And you believe you can cure everything? Carly, you don't have control over everything. That hit a nerve. Her eyes furrowed as her defensive instincts kicked in. I protect my family. Lucas shakes his head. You blow things up, then try to pick up the pieces. Carly tightened her mouth but was unable to argue. Maybe he was correct. Perhaps she had crossed a line by exposing Drew in public. But Michael was battling for his life, didn't she have the right to be furious? Willow stood at the window at Quartermain Estate, watching the youngsters play outside. She had a decision to make, and it would change everything. Staying here seemed both appropriate and suffocating. Her children enjoyed this area, and Michael wanted them to be stable. But, at what cost? Drew's hopeful words rang in her memory, as did his promises of a future together. And then there was Nina, the lady who had pushed so hard for a place in Willow's life, despite Willow's objection. Her skull ached. Someone would be wounded regardless of which option she chose. The question was, who mattered most? Sasha was not in the mood for small talk at the Savoy. She'd remained silent long enough, but the whispers surrounding her had reached a breaking point. Jason is her baby's father? It was ridiculous. Nonetheless, many muttered and followed her, waiting for confirmation. When she saw Drew nursing a drink at the bar, she saw red. She ignored politeness as she marched up to him. What the hell is wrong with you? Drew barely had time to respond before she continued, her voice filled with rage. You put my name out there like gossip to get back at Carly? Do you have any idea what you did? Drew sighed and laid his glass down. Sasha, I didn't. She cut him off. You did not think, that's what. You allowed this community to feast on lies, and now I have to clean up the mess. The pub fell silent as curious people turned to watch. Sasha's hands trembled as she struggled to contain her rage. Drew massaged his temples. If Cody hadn't told me. That is all she needed to hear. Her rage moved like a hurricane changing direction. Cody. He'd started this. She stormed off without saying anything further, her next target already identified. Tracy strode around the Quartermain home, clutching a brandy glass tightly. She had had enough. Drew had entered her property despite being prohibited. The arrogance. The treachery. As if that wasn't enough, Willow was making decisions that did not reflect her own vision for the family. Tracy took a leisurely sip, contemplating her next step. People assumed she was just an old matriarch, but they neglected one thing: she played the long game. No one crossed her without consequences. Jordan approached Isaiah at the surf lodge with determination. She was aware of the dangers of getting close to Jen Sidwell, but this was precisely why she needed to do so. Isaiah was not convinced. This is risky. You aren't a cop anymore. Jordan smirked. No, I am not. This means I don't have to follow their rules. Isaiah groaned and rubbed his fingers down his cheek. Do you like this? The rush. She didn't respond. Maybe he was correct. Perhaps she was not ready to let go of the thrill. He moved closer. If you're doing this, I'm doing it with you. Jordan did not argue. She simply nodded. Because she knew this was going to be messy. And she would not want to confront it alone. General Hospital spoilers: Rick senses something is up with Sonny, but does he know more than he lets on? According to General Hospital spoilers, Rick Lansing did not mince words when confronted with his half-brother's manner in Diane Miller's office. Ava had hoped that Sonny would agree to her demands regarding their custody arrangement, but the crime boss was not having it. That being said, he spoke very little. The stress of the exchange definitely affected Sonny, and from the outside, it appeared that he was able to keep his mouth shut. But Rick and Ava are both aware that this is unusual for him. Rick said that he knew his sibling well enough to recognize that he wasn't doing well, but could it be that he has first-hand knowledge of what Sonny is going through because he is the one putting him through it? General Hospital spoilers: something isn't right. The expression on Sonny's face as Ava made her requests, or rather, when Rick spoke for her, said everything. Rick may have surprised Ava when he mentioned that anything was wrong with Sonny, but she seemed to dismiss it, most likely because she knew their history. Rick acted as if he couldn't put his finger on it, but he had a gut feeling that Sonny wasn't himself. So far, there has been little mention of it, but we believe Ava has forgotten about it completely, which could come back to harm her. GH spoilers reveal Sonny's aching heart. Sonny has been hiding the truth from everyone he loves for weeks, with the exception of Jason Morgan. When the mob enforcer arrived to Sonny's penthouse residence to conduct a secret checkup on Dr. Isaiah Gannon, he felt compelled to inform Jason. Otherwise, Sonny does not want to worry his children, who are already concerned about Sam McCall's death and Michael Corinthos' tragedy. But it's possible that Sonny's heart ailments aren't organic. Is it feasible that he's being poisoned again, this time by his own brother? General Hospital spoilers: joke on Ava. While it appears to be a coincidence that the son is having ticker difficulties while Cyrus Renault is creating drug-induced heart attacks, many fans believe Cyrus is not to blame for Sonny's health issues. Might Rick have found a means to cause this harm on his brother? If that's the case, it may be the epic and last takedown he's been looking for decades. Ava, who was already problematic last year by allowing Sonny to take his pills while knowing they were placebos, may be blamed for Rick's medical disaster. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.